Lois thought her family's trip from Ohio to Mississippi in their brand new, all gold 1950 Cadillac would be like a grand picnic. Her mother was still angry at her father for buying the car instead of saving for a new house, and her uncles warned it would be dangerous for them to drive that car into the South. But Lois and her sister Wilma didn't understand any of that. After all, it was the most beautiful car they'd ever seen, and they loved the way everybody in Toledo oohed and awed over it. But the South didn't welcome the family in the gold Cadillac with admiring glances. Restaurants, motels, even drinking fountains all had signs that said "Colored Not Allowed." White policemen, suspicious of a black family driving such a beautiful car, arrested Lois's father. By the time they're safely back in Toledo, Lois and Wilma have found out for the first time in their lives what it's like to feel scared because of the color of their skin. Here is a look at The Gold Cadillac by Mildred D. Taylor. The author is the 2021 winner of the Children's Literature Legacy Award. This award honors an author or an illustrator whose books, published in the United States, have made over a period of years a substantial and lasting contribution to literature for children through books that demonstrate integrity and respect for all children's lives and experiences. My sister and I were playing out on the front lawn when the gold Cadillac rolled up, and my father stepped from behind the wheel. We ran to him, our eyes filled with wonder. "Daddy, whose Cadillac?" I asked. And Wilma demanded, "Where's our Mercury?" My father grinned. "Go get your mother, and I'll tell you all about it." "Is it ours?" I cried. "Daddy, is it ours?" "Get your mother," he laughed, "and tell her to hurry." Wilma and I ran off to obey as Mr. Pondexter next door came from his house to see what this new Cadillac was all about. We threw open the front door, ran through the downstairs front parlor, and straight through the house to the kitchen, where my mother was cooking and one of my aunts was helping her. "Come on, Mother dear," we cried together. "Daddy say come on out and see this new car." "What?" said my mother, her face showing her surprise. "What are you talking about?" "A Cadillac," I cried. "He said hurry up," relayed Wilma. And then we took off again, up the back stairs to the second floor of the duplex. Running down the hall, we banged on all the apartment doors. My uncles and their wives stepped to the doors. It was good it was a Saturday morning. Everybody was home. "We got us a Cadillac! We got us a Cadillac!" Wilma and I proclaimed in unison. We had decided that the Cadillac had to be ours if our father was driving it and holding on to the keys. "Come on, see!" Then we raced on through the upstairs sunroom, down the front steps, through the downstairs sunroom, and out to the Cadillac. Mr. Pondexter was still there. Mr. Leroy and Mr. Cortland from down the street were there too, and all were admiring the Cadillac as my father stood proudly by, pointing out the various features. "Brand new 1950 Coupe de Ville," I heard one of the men saying. "Just off the showroom floor," my father said. I just couldn't resist it. My sister and I eased up to the car and peeked in. It was all gold inside. Gold leather seats, gold carpeting, gold dashboard. It was like no car we had ever owned before. It looked like a car for rich folks. "Daddy, are we rich?" I asked. My father laughed. "Daddy, it's ours, isn't it?" asked Wilma, who was older and more practical than I. She didn't intend to give her heart too quickly to something that wasn't hers. You like it? Oh, Daddy, yes. He looked at me. What about you, Lois? Yes, sir. My father laughed again. Then I expect I can't much disappoint my girls, can I? It's ours, all right. Wilma and I hugged our father with our joy. My uncles came from the house, and my aunts, carrying their babies, came out too. Everybody surrounded the car and oohed and awed. Nobody could believe it. And this has been a preview of The Gold Cadillac by Mildred D. Taylor.